I want to thank you for joining us for what is truly a historic moment for the law school, or as we like to call New York Law School, New York's Law School. We are celebrating our 125th anniversary this year, and we are deeply honored and privileged to celebrate it with the opening of the Joe Plumeri Center for Social Justice and Economic Opportunity. Auspicious time to have today's center opening, coming right after our celebration of Veterans Day and our giving thanks to the nation's veterans for their service. And also, as we approach Thanksgiving, indeed today is another day of Thanksgiving as we thank Joe and Susan Plumeri and dedicate the center. We're deeply grateful for their extraordinary vision and generosity, giving $5 million to establish the Plumeri Center, which is transformational for law schools. And it is one of the largest gifts ever in the history of New York Law School and in American legal education going towards practical training of law students. The Plumeri Center, which is now the home of the law school's law firm, is going to make a big difference for both our law students and for New Yorkers in need of high-quality, free legal assistance. New York Law School and all law schools are going through a time of great transition, as you may know. The global economy is changing, and legal education and the practice of law are changing. The environment for new lawyers coming out of law school is changing, and it's more important than ever before law students move on to the professional world that they make most of their time in law school, and the way they can do that is learning by doing. And so that will ensure that they are ready to practice law from day one. New York Law School has approached this moment in legal education and the profession as a unique opportunity to complement our students' classroom experience with ample opportunities for practical training in both traditional legal settings as well as new and high-growth fields requiring legal talent. And we believe we are in a unique position among all law schools to offer a fully integrated classroom instructional experience with an incredible array of practical opportunities by virtue of our location in New York City and our ability to powerfully forge partnerships with our neighbors in Lower Manhattan, where we're just steps away from key administrative agencies, legal services offices, prosecutors' offices, law firms, the courts, investment banks, tech startups, and a wide range of nonprofits. What law school can boast all of this about their campus, Lower Manhattan? There's no other place like the Plumeri Center in New York City, and no other place like it at any other law school in the United States of America. We are extremely lucky to have such a dedicated faculty here, led by our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Student Engagement, Bill Lapiana. We have an engaged and committed Board of Trustees led by Board Chair Arthur Abbey, who's here today, and our Board Vice Chair, Jeff Knowles, and Mrs. Diane Abbey, who's here, who's an extraordinary contributor to this school. Our gritty and motivated students go out of their way. They are extraordinary in every way. And we have such a unique alumni community of 17,000, many of whom are becoming tonight reacquainted with the law school. It's really wonderful. And now, the Plumeri Center will be the centerpiece of our efforts to move from being the top-ranked law school in New York State for practical training to being the top-ranked law school in the United States for practical training. We have transformed more than 5,000 square feet of space, which are in today, into the home for the Plumeri Center. The Plumeri Center and the programming offered within it is the crown jewel of our urban academic campus. And as I said before, the Plumeri Center is the home of the law school's law firm. Building on Joe's commitment to providing resources and advocacy for New York's diverse and underrepresented populations, the Plumeri Center's express purpose is to advance justice, to build the economy, and to meet the various needs and aspirations of modern society. Its uniqueness starts with the location, right here, on the ground floor, with direct street access, enhancing the visibility and accessibility of the Plumeri Center's clinical services, allowing our faculty and students to serve a wide array of clients in need of legal counsel and representation. Unlike any other collection of legal services providers, the Plumeri Center will provide services across more than 20 fields of law, including those that focus on small business and entrepreneurs, such as business development, patent protection, and tax planning, and also clinics that serve the needs of individuals in matters such as immigration, domestic violence, child welfare, and criminal defense, including an extraordinary innocence project. And I am proud that this semester, with this gift, we have just begun our new Veterans Justice Clinic that is providing legal assistance to low-income veterans on matters such as housing, access to benefits, and civil rights. And I know how personally important helping our nation's veterans is to Joe, considering his work in the Food and Warriors. This facility's design is also quite unique. A reception area for clients, rooms for intake, work study spaces for students, private work areas for the clinical programs, a state-of-the-art moot court room, and 7 lawyer simulation rooms equipped with direct-to-digital recording technology for student training and real-life practice with client interviewing and counseling. All in all, the Plumeri Center is now the premier place where New York City's amazingly diverse population can turn to for an array of legal services ensuring fairness and opportunity. And luckily, the center is led by 2 of our most visionary and committed faculty members, Professors Steve Ellman and Frank Perez. Along with an extraordinary clinical faculty, a number of whom are here tonight: Carol Butler, Rick Marsico, Howard Myers, Adele Bernhard, if I'm not missing anyone. And they are so committed, and they have decades of experience educating students and designing programs to help students grow into effective lawyers and advocates. And again, all of this is thanks to Joe's generosity. So I met Joe for the first time earlier this year. And from the beginning, I was struck by his passion and his drive, his passion for life, drive to succeed. He's so extraordinarily successful in business and as a philanthropist. And from Citibank to Willis and now First Data, Joe's made every large organization that he's led better and more successful than when he joined it. And that's exactly what this gift will do to help NYLS. Joe also gives much of his time to causes and organizations he believes in, serving on the boards of the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse, also known as CASA, the Jackie Robinson Foundation, as well as his commitments to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and the Columbus Citizens Foundation. As some of you know, actually I hope all of you know, he also authored a book and published it. It's best-selling earlier this year called The Power of Being Yourself, a game plan for success by putting passion into your life and work. It perfectly encapsulates and ties together his unique and inspirational life story and his wildly successful career. When Joe received his honorary degree from the law school in May, he spoke to our graduates. And this was a commencement ceremony in Carnegie Hall, which opened, by the way, the same year that New York Law School opened. And that speech was riveting. Everyone, graduates, their parents, grandparents, they were all standing and applauding by the end of the speech. In fact, I've never seen our commencement audience so wrapped in attention by one of our speakers, or seen so many heads nodding along in agreement during a speech. Frankly, for me, a guy from Brooklyn, it felt more like church than Carnegie Hall. It truly was a rousing oratory. And tonight, I heard a number of our faculty members and students thanking Joe for inspiring them. And it has been the talk of the school ever since. And I will, as a little side, say last night I was at a dinner, and a friend of mine who had seen you speak before our commencement ceremony, he called me, reminded me of a phone call. He said to me, "I can't believe you had your commencement, you didn't invite me. I'm the hugest fan." It takes a lot of guts for you to have a guy like him. I mean, he steals the show. I said, but it really was a rousing oratory. And Joe's message couldn't have been better, and really inspired people to integrate his life stories into the lives of our graduates to help deepen their belief in themselves and their power to change the world around them. And isn't that what it's all about? He's certainly an inspiring partner to our law school, and the Plumeri Center will train and inspire lawyers to, as Joe says, go and play in traffic. It's his euphemism for getting real-world experience. And to also have the swagger. Swagger was a big theme at graduation, as some might remember. Swagger is supposed to propel you to go on and do great things. As Joe says, every lawyer needs a little swagger to confront the tough issues faced by their clients and to help their clients. And he puts it so well. Swagger is something north of confidence and south of arrogance. And he had the audience repeat it several times. What is swagger? What is swagger, by the way? North of confidence, south of arrogance. In any event, please join me in welcoming Joe and Susan up here for the ribbon cutting opportunity. Only in New York can you find scissors this big. Let me give you. Where's my scissors? They just stand around. All right. You take whatever you like here. For those of you who don't know who this lady is, this is my wife, Susan. She helped me cut ribbons. I want to thank you very much, Anthony, Arthur, Jeffrey, everybody at New York Law School for not thanking me. I should thank you for you giving me the opportunity to do something I really think is cool. This is cool. This is cool. And the fact that they gave me a degree and I quit. I quit. I'm the only person in captivity who got a degree and I quit. I don't know that you understand how this whole story unfolds, but you know I like to talk about playing in traffic, and to me that means get out, engage, see people, do things, make mistakes, all that kind of stuff is really cool, especially in the day when people are just sitting around waiting for the computer to light up, go out and do things. This is a perfect story about that. I want to make sure that you all understand what New York Law School has meant to me and why this is a wonderful occasion to have the opportunity to be able to do this, because this country gave me the opportunity to do this, and my grandparents gave me the opportunity to do this, and that's why diversity and giving people opportunities is really what this is all about, and I have an opportunity to do that, and it's really overwhelming for me. I went to law school here with an idea of becoming a lawyer, because my father told me to be a lawyer, my grandfather told me to be a lawyer, and you did what they told you to do. So I showed up. And because this law school was near Wall Street, I registered for classes in the building over here, right? And my last test was over at noon, so I thought I'd walk down to Wall Street to get a job with a Wall Street law firm. And I always thought, geez, if this wasn't here, and I'd gone to Columbia or Fordham or St. John's, this wouldn't have happened in my life. So this is all playing in traffic. So I go look for a job, and I think it's got 3 names as a law firm. What do I know? So I saw Carter, Berlin, and Weil. When I asked for a job, it turns out to be a Wall Street securities firm. I was obviously in the wrong place. Sandy Weil was the guy who hired me, and you know the rest of the story. All by mistake. If this law school was not here, near Wall Street, that story would have happened. And so when I received, I didn't even know you guys got a great tracking system.
48 years. 48 years, I figured they forgot me. I was here 3 months. I cut half the class, and so I don't even know how they found me. Then, but I get this letter out of nowhere from Anthony. And he says, we've been following your career. I've been following my career. Following my career. They followed my career 48 years. And we consider you one of our own. It made me feel so good. Warm inside. That after 48 years, I'm one of them. We've been tracking your career, and we really feel like you're one of us. And I was overwhelmed by that sense of feeling that I was one of them. So he said, would you please come and give the commencement speech at Carnegie Hall, and we'd like to give you a degree. I said, geez, this is a great country. This is great. This is great. I quit. And I show up at Carnegie Hall, 1,500 people, the lights. Here's a degree with the cap and the gown and the whole thing. This is America. We've better than this story. So I show up, and there's a whole thing with the gallery. I felt like Pavarotti. Carnegie Hall, it's just wonderful. And they gave me a degree, all because this school was here. And I don't mean that immediately, I mean that sincerely, because the school was here. And as I stood on that stage that evening, I said, what a sense of gratitude I have for the fact that I was here. And there's so many things that have happened in my life by accident or adversity that brought later on such great things to me, all because I showed up. And this country gave me that opportunity to show up. I always wanted to try to do things that allowed me to memorialize my father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my grandfather and great-grandfather who came from Sicily, one in 1890 and one in 1892, in pursuit of an opportunity, not a handout. I love diversity. Anybody that knows me will tell you that no one is a better champion of diversity than me.
Hear, hear.
I think that this country's got to go beyond diversity and allow people who are of diverse natures and cultures be able to be inclusive. If we are just a diverse country, that's not enough to say we are diverse. If you invite 10 people to the dinner table and 5 of whom are diverse, but they can't contribute to the conversation at the dinner table, it's not a great dinner. But if you give them the opportunity to talk and to contribute, it's a great dinner table. And if that dinner table is a metaphor for a country, and the country is better because people can contribute, because they're included, then we have a great society on our hands, and our best days of this country are ahead of us, because we've turned diversity into inclusion, which becomes contribution, and our country is a better country. A couple of weeks later, Anthony and Arthur said, please come to the school and see what we've done. How could I say no? They just gave me a degree. It would have been terribly insulting for me not to show up. And I figured it's not fall, you know. So I came. They gave me a wonderful tour, and we got to this section of the school. Beautiful. It's just gorgeous. And for those of you who haven't seen it, it's more than this. It's really terrific. The whole center is terrific. And so they showed me this space. I take the story, why don't you tell me? And I said, what are you going to do? I was blown away. And I was blown away at the graduation. I got to tell you this. I was blown away at the graduation by the graduates. I'm watching America go right before me. I'm in tears. As you know, some of you know me, I cry a lot. I do. And graduates are coming up with their children in tow, getting their diploma, getting their degree. Some holding their babies, mothers getting a degree holding their babies, some holding by hand, whether they be Asians, whether they be African Americans, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. America's passing me by, and I said, what a wonderful evening, you know, to celebrate Americana. I'm not one of those Americans who don't understand that if you love America, you gotta love Americans, and Americans are diversity, and which represents this country. I was so struck by what I saw that night, and when I came here, I said to Anthony and to Arthur, I said, what are you gonna do with this space? And they said, I don't know, you're gonna figure it out. I said, I got an idea. I said, the idea I have is that, wouldn't it be great if the law school had a law firm? And inside the law firm, the students could actually practice law in the law firm with lawyers and have all the facilities and really look cool like it's a law firm. I mean, when we get some more art up, it's really going to look Anthony, you gotta get some. I get a bill in the mail for that. So Brandon said to me earlier, this is a great job, Joe, but you can work on the logo a little. Thank you. So I said, wouldn't it be great if we could have a law firm and a law school so that the students could actually practice law? And I said, wouldn't it be, so that's a win. And I said, wouldn't it also be a win if all of the people in our society who need legal help, civilly need legal help, veterans, I work for a company with a great CEO, where's Frank? Frank Visignano, he's my friend. There's no greater company in the world than First Data as it relates to anything, especially as it relates to anything, especially its love for veterans. And our ability, and I said to myself, geez, the fact that we have such a great resource in being able to help veterans who need help, who want to start businesses, where do they go for legal help when they can't afford it? Boy, they could come here. A diverse population who needs help in all of the disciplines that Anthony mentioned, they could come here. There are people in this room who represent affiliations of mine. Tom Weatherall, who runs Make-A-Wish, Sam Ball, who's at CASA, Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse. The Columbus Citizens Foundation gives great scholarships out to so many people. Della, Britt Baezi, who's the head of Jackie Robinson Foundation. And I said to myself, what a great place to source all of the legal help that we can give people, whether they're families of Make-A-Wish or they're graduates, you know, of Jackie Robinson who can want to start a business, or Sam, we can think people who have drug-related issues, and where could they have to go? They can't afford it. They can come to the Plumeri Center. The whole idea of social justice and economic opportunity was not something that we just thought was a cool name. I actually believe in this stuff. I believe that everybody who's been given an opportunity to be able to do good things and take that opportunity and do good things for other people, our country could start being great again. I don't understand so many things that we talk about in this country. We talk about immigration. I don't know where the hell everybody thought they came from. I don't understand why that's the subject. What's it? We got a break now. Everybody else shouldn't have a break? I don't get that. I want this place to be a beacon not only for law schools, but for people, so that they know there's a place where they can get a shot like my grandparents wanted. They wanted a shot, not a handout. This is a place where you get a shot. This is a place where if you want an opportunity, you can come here. The American dream lives at the Plumeri Center at New York Law School because we understand how it works. This is something that's heartfelt for me. It's as heartfelt for everybody here. I appreciate very much everybody associated with Anthony Arthur in giving me the opportunity to do this. And I told them, and I really mean this, and I'll say this publicly, and I'm not kidding, I hope it's dynamic. I hope it does so well that they say we need more room, we need more professors, we need more clients, we need more people because it's doing so well. And I'll tell you what I told them, call me and we'll build more, we'll build a bigger place. The American dream is not dead. All the people needs an opportunity and people to share and love and cherish what this country has given all of us. It's alive, it's well, it has a purpose, it has a sense of vision, it has a heart, it has passion. It all resides at this center, at this law school, in this great city. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming.